and something within you. Because oftentimes it's easier for us to point the finger and to point out that this person is a cheater, this person is a liar, this person betrayed me, this person. Hey guys, it's your girl Ashley and welcome to another one of my YouTube videos. In today's video, I am super excited about this. I just kind of want to talk about, the things that we should not be taking into 2021. I'm not a huge person on New Year's resolutions, but I do think that you need to actually sit down, write some stuff out, or consciously think about the things that you want to change moving forward. And not just because that we're going into 2021, but just because there may be a lot of things like fear holding you back from accomplishing a goal, or there is something like a lack of self-control has been hindering you from growth. Like you're still stagnant, you're still in a place that you were last year, and you don't understand, or you can't quite understand, like, why am I not moving? What's going on? How am I hindering myself? And a lot of times when we don't see growth within our own lives, or we have problems within our own lives, we like to point the finger. So this video is really about looking within, self-reflecting, taking personal accountability, letting fear go, and then gaining some self-control. Okay guys, so the first thing I kind of want to talk about is fear and self-control. So 2020, one of the biggest challenges I faced for myself was a bad work relationship. So I basically did not see eye to eye with someone that I worked with, and it forced me to kind of retreat into a shell. So I basically went into hiding. If you guys don't know, I am a registered nurse, I'm in the military, and I'm stationed overseas. I work at a hospital, and we work 12-hour shifts. So my thought was, let me just go to night shift because I don't want to have to deal with this person. I don't want to have to see this person. I don't want to have to communicate or have any interactions with this person. And I unconsciously allowed another human being to control me. And I say unconsciously because in my mind, I thought that, I'm protecting my peace. I'm just gonna go to night shift, but ultimately that affected my household. We don't work Monday through Friday, but I work 3 to 4 days out of the week. So 3 nights of the week, I'm not sleeping with my husband. I'm not seeing my kid. Professionally, all the things that's going to make you stand out, or to make you competitive, or to make you look professionally sound, most of those things are going on during the daytime. So I wasn't privy to that stuff because A, I was asleep, and B, I didn't want to interact with a certain individual or to run into certain individuals. That was a huge detriment to me. And I thank God that I went through this experience, because I came out on the side so much of a better person. I have grown from it, and I feel like I can help other people who may have that same mindset that I had. I had the mindset of somebody did me wrong, and you point the finger at them, and you may be justified in somebody doing you wrong, or showing bias towards you, or not treating you fairly, or whatever the case may be, justified in your actions, your thoughts, or whatever, but ultimately it hinders and it hurts you, not the other person. For me, it wasn't until I looked within myself and I said, what is it within you that would allow another individual, another human being, to control you in this matter? And what I realized is I lacked the ability to professionally work or deal with somebody that I was at odds with, or that I didn't necessarily like the way they led, or that I didn't agree with some of their ways. Like I lacked that. I couldn't be professional with someone that I didn't see eye to eye with. That's not okay, because it's going to be 5,000 other people that I'm going to come in contact with that I'm not going to necessarily agree with. But that doesn't mean that every time, I don't communicate with them or I go into hiding. Like, that doesn't even make sense. The other thing is I allow fear to control me. And a lot of us are being controlled right now by the fear of something. So for me, it was the fear of having to interact with this person, the fear to have to communicate with this person. I would have anxiety because I didn't want to randomly run into this person because I didn't know if I would be disrespectful, if my face would be frowned up, if I would answer the question wrong. I just didn't know. And I had so much anxiety about this. So even though I thought, going to night shift or whatever, I'm just going to be at peace. I'm giving myself a peace of mind. There's no way to avoid, people or whatever the case may be. And not even necessarily this person. Like I said, in the future, you're going to have to somehow run into somebody that you're at odds with or whatever. So, I'm saying all of this to say, you have to get to a point where even when you don't see eye to eye with somebody, you can't allow someone else to control you. You also can't continue to point the finger at other people. You have to take personal accountability for your actions, because there's a way to professionally read somebody without being disrespectful. There's a way to just be like, you know what, that's just how that person is, and just kind of let it roll. There's a way to communicate effectively, and only when it's necessary for you to communicate with that person, to limit the interactions with certain people. Like, you can't go around blaming other people or pointing the finger at other people, because it hinders our growth as a person. Had I not went through this experience, I wouldn't be able to say, like, dang, I have a self-control problem where I can't control myself when it comes to uncomfortable situations. Like, I don't know how to interact, or I don't know how to communicate effectively with people that I don't necessarily see eye to eye with. And that's a problem, because in life, you're going to run into people all the time, or work with people, deal with people, be in relationships with people that you don't necessarily see eye to eye with. And you can't go around blaming other people instead of just saying, what can I change about myself? Like, what is it that's inside of me? Like, and you have to be, and in order to change things, you have to be aware of things. That's the beauty of self-reflection. You can't change anything that you're not aware of. If you're in denial about something, you'll never grow from it. You'll never change it. You'll never fix the problem, because you don't even know that it's a problem that exists. And when somebody else tries to tell you, because you want to just blame everybody else, you will never see that, you know what, maybe this is on me. And so that's what I had to do. Now, am I saying allow people to disrespect you, be friends with people, or, be cool with people who disrespect you, or you feel like are not good people, or they are toxic people? Absolutely not. And anybody who knows me knows that I am a no nonsense type person. I don't deal with no bunch of bullshit. And I think that was part of the problem with me. Like, professionally, you can't be like that. Like, in a work setting or in a work environment, you can't be like that. Like, you have to interact with people. But in my mind, it was, you did me wrong, you treated me unfair, so I don't want to deal with you, I don't need to talk to you, I don't need to say nothing to you. And that was just an immature way of thinking. And I had to grow from that, and I thank God that I did grow from it. Ultimately, over this last year, I learned that peace is the real bag. Like, you can't put a price on a peace of mind. And although I was on night shift, I wasn't at peace, because the thought, like I said, of having to run into this person, like, gave me high anxiety. A peace of mind is knowing that I'm in control. I control my emotions. When I see you, I'm not going to get upset. Like, I get to determine how I'm going to be in your presence. I get to determine how I feel when I'm around you. Like, that amount of control, like, that's the real bag. That is the real peace of mind when you are self-aware of your shortcomings or the things that you need to work on, or the things that you are not, y'all know I be having the most difficult time with words. You know, the things that you have not quite mastered. I'll say master. You know your skill sets. Like, you know what you're good at, what you're not good at. So that's the real peace of mind. That's the real bag. So if I can do anything, I would just want to like encourage you guys to don't allow fear of communication, fear of interaction, fear of conflict, anything that is embedded in fear. Don't allow that to overtake you or to control your life. Self-reflect and self-reflect often. Don't allow fear to go into 2021 with you. It's so much easier. Like, when I say a peace of mind, guys, it's like the best thing in the world. Oh my gosh. It takes so much energy to be upset at somebody. Every time you see them, you gotta be like balled up, or you gotta be in a bad mood, or you can't even be yourself. Like, you gotta kind of think about, okay, well, how am I gonna act? How am I gonna be? Do I even really want to go to this event because I know this person is going to be? That just takes up too much energy. Like, we don't have time for that. Life is too short, and I think 2020 taught us, like I said, fear, it stays in 2020. We're not taking that with us. And self-reflecting often is something that we definitely need to take into 2021 with us. Okay, guys, so the next two things that we are not taking into 2021 with us is unforgiveness and a lack of self-worth. And so when I speak on unforgiveness, you know, like I talked about my old relationship, my bad work relationship, like there was a lot of forgiveness that I had to do there. And again, not for the person, but for myself, in order to have a peace of mind. And not only did I have to forgive the person, but I had to forgive myself for allowing somebody to get me to a place that took me basically into hiding. Like, that's crazy. Like, you cannot take unforgiveness. And when I speak of unforgiveness, I'm saying unforgiveness of yourself, like not forgiving yourself because you stayed in a toxic relationship, or you allowed someone to repeatedly disrespect you or cheat on you, or just not be worthy of you, and you stayed in the relationship, or you contributed, or you partook in the is that even a word? Partook. Yeah, I don't know about that, y'all, but you were involved. You were a what is the word? Contributing party? Okay, we'll go with that. You were a contributing party. But seriously, often you have to ask yourself, like, what is it about this person that every time I hear their name, it literally makes my skin crawl? Like, is that more so about the person, or is that more so about you and something within you? Because oftentimes it's easier for us to point the finger and to point out that this person is a cheater, this person is a liar, this person betrayed me, this person slept with my boyfriend, this person was gossiping about me and telling all my business. That's easy for us to do because we don't have to take any accountability when we start to do that or whatever. But the accountability that really needs to happen, and the only way that you're going to move on peacefully, is to actually say, you know what, how did I contribute to this relationship? Because ultimately, people only can do to you what you allow them to do to you. So if you was in a toxic relationship where you was getting cheated on repeatedly, after that first or second time they cheated on you, and you stay, that's no longer because they're a bad person. Yeah, granted, they may be a bad person, but you allowed the behavior. So what does that say about yourself? Like, after that second lie and you still stay in the friendship or you still stay in the relationship, that's on you, because you've basically set the standard as to what you would tolerate or what you are okay with. There's no need for the person to stop cheating on you if they know you're going to stay with them. There's no need for me to tell you the truth if I know that I can lie to you and you're going to stay in this friendship. Like, that doesn't even make sense. So it's not on that person anymore. Yeah, that is a effed up individual, but you just as much as a guilty party as they are, because you are allowing this to happen to you. So what happens is we stay in relationships, we stay in situations that are toxic, and that we know that we probably shouldn't be on, because it goes back to that other word, fear again. We fear the unknown. And I'm no different from you guys. I was in the same situation. My ex-husband, and it's no, shots at him or disrespect. We are in a great co-parenting relationship with our son, but we just were not two people that were supposed to be together. Our relationship was extremely toxic, and it wasn't his fault or my fault. We both contributed. But at the time, I wanted to just blame him. He was this, he was that. I didn't take any responsibility. And it was only until I got by myself that I realized, oh my gosh, like, I didn't even value myself as a person. That's why I allowed certain things to go on. I didn't understand my self-worth. I didn't understand that I was the gem, that I was the prize, that I didn't have to tolerate disrespect, that I didn't have to wake up puffy eyes because I had been crying all night, regardless of whose fault it was. That is not healthy. And I think once I realized that, but again, it took me to be by myself. Like, I had to gain the strength to walk away from the relationship. And that's what you have to do. And once you self-reflect and you realize, oh my gosh, this is what life feels like, not in a toxic environment or a toxic situation, whether that's a relationship, your work life, a friendship, whatever ship. When you start to understand what it feels like to be in a healthy space, because most of your blessings are being blocked because you fear the unknown. God has been giving you all of these signs that you don't supposed to be in this relationship, you don't supposed to be in this friendship, you don't supposed to be at this particular job, but you are so afraid of the unknown that you continue to tolerate the thing that you know you shouldn't be tolerating. And God is just continuing to give you signs. That's why you keep having storm after storm after storm, because he's going to continue to disrupt it until you finally realize, like, you know what, I don't supposed to be here. Like, you have to get to a point, but those storms are not going to get better until you leave the situation, because you're not supposed to be there. God has a blessing on the other side that you are afraid to step into because you can't leave the unknown. When I finally, God blessed me with the most amazing man ever in life. That's a different story for a different day. But just know, I think I have the best husband ever in this world. And I thank God for him daily. So I'm saying all of this to say, it wasn't until I started to understand my self-worth as a woman, and that I was the prize, and just how smart and intelligent I was, and how strong I was, how I could do it by myself, how if I needed to be a single parent and raise my son, I could do it, and that God was going to equip me with all the tools. He'll never take you from a situation and not already have something prepared for you. But we just think, because we can't see what it's going to be, we don't have enough faith and we don't trust God enough to just leave. And what's crazy about it is, if y'all think about this, what's the worst that can happen? Because most of the times when you're in like bad relationships or bad work environments or bad friendships, you all have nowhere to go but up. So it's weird that we're scared to leave these situations, because it can't be whatever situation you're about to find yourself into, it can't be any worse than the situation that you're already in. I don't know, that's just my thought. So if I can encourage you guys to do anything, it would be to first forgive yourself. You don't understand who you are and how powerful you are as a woman or as a man. You allow other people to devalue you because you don't even know how valuable you are. You think you don't realize that you're the prize. Like, they should be appreciative, and that there are 50,000 other people that would appreciate you in the way that this particular person or persons don't appreciate you, in a way that this current employer doesn't appreciate you. So, two things: we are leaving unforgiveness in 2020, and we're leaving a lack of understanding our self-worth in 2020. And we're taking forgiveness of ourselves into 2021, and we are valuing ourselves and giving ourselves more credit than we normally do in 2021. Okay guys, so the last thing that I kind of want to tell you guys is, I just hope this video encourages you guys to put fear aside. Start the YouTube channel. For so long I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I was so afraid of, like, you know, what people would say. People that knew me, would they take me serious? Would they be like, oh my gosh, I know her, like, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, you know, would my channel be successful? Would I get subscribed? Just start the channel. Like, if you want to do it, just do it. Literally one idea away from being a millionaire. Because that's all it starts with. Literally, like, somebody had an idea that they acted on, or they acted upon. So this leads me to my second point. Start the business. This is the year of entrepreneurship. Just do it. This is the year. This is the time to do it. Like, you know, people are supporting each other. Like, this is the time where you're going to get the support. You're going to be able to hone those skills. You're going to be able to go through the trial and error type phases. But just do it. Start the business. What's the worst that can happen? In the relationship, we talked about toxic relationships. In the relationship, God has so much more in store for you. Take the new job, or go find the new job. Venture out into what you really want to do in the friendship. Forgive people. Forgive yourself. Forgive people. And of course, I wasn't going to leave this last one out. Invest in your physical and mental health. Get the nutritionist, hire the trainer, go talk to the psychologist. Like, that is so important, and I think that those are three major things that we definitely need to take or think about doing in 2021. I hope that at least one thing out of this video, like, stuck with you guys, that you got something out of this. This was actually very therapeutic for me. I think just being able to get on here and just kind of like openly talk about these things, I hope that I was able to inspire somebody somewhere. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you guys have an amazing 2021. I don't know if I'm uploading this video like a few hours before we go into 2021, or if I'm going to upload it in 2021. But nevertheless, this is either going to be my last video of 2020 or my first video of 2021. But I wish you guys many blessings. I wish you guys a very happy new year. And I hope that you guys will help me get to 500 subscribers within like the next couple of months. So share my videos, tell a friend, subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, and I will see you guys in the new year. Bye guys.